Okay, it's Friday afternoon. I just arrived at the boat. I plugged in the power a couple times, had some issues, so I'm starting over again. I turned off the battery, unplugged the AC power, and powered everything back up. Everything is working correctly at this point. Down on the circuit breakers down here, I've got a main power source. It looks like reverse polarity. That's because of the light that's shining from the external here. It's not really lit up, if I can get a good angle, but it's not reverse polarity. It's just the green light making the red light look like it's on. There are 3 circuit breakers down here that are turned on. The port and starboard outlets. These are the 110 volt outputs in the boat. And then what's called the battery charger. That is the main power that goes to the inverters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the battery charger circuit breaker. That drops the AC power to the Xantrex units. Now you can see right here the AC in and charge is flashing on and off. I don't believe it should be flashing on and off. It should be changing over to invert. It's showing 13.1 volts on the battery, drawing 5 amps out of it. I've got 88%, I believe, of my lithium 600 amp hour battery bank sitting there. 0 load and 0 AC input. And I've got the outlets on right there, and the inverter is not working. What you can tell is on my microwave there, that display would be lit up. Now what I'll do is I'll come back over here and I'll turn on the power, the AC power. You can see the meter at the top here. We're waiting for the inverters to turn on. There, I just heard them turn on, and everything came up this time. And if we look at the microwave is now lit up, so the inverter is working. So that time everything worked. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'll turn off the AC power, go back up to the display. We're not showing any faults, but we do have the AC in and charge light flashing on and off. I'm going to go back over here. Microwave is off, so the inverter did not work. Let's go over here. Oh, there's a enable inverter went off somewhere. Okay, I just turned the enable inverter back on. Nothing on the microwave yet. So I still have the flashing light. The inverter is now enabled, and I have no inverter functioning. I'll go back down here. I'll turn on the AC power. Okay, the AC power shows up at the display. Now immediately the microwave turned on. We still have the green light flashing, and we're actually charging the batteries at the moment. Okay, everybody should be set. I'm going to go down here again, and I'm going to turn off the battery charger, or the power going AC power. We go up here. We see the AC power has gone away. We still have the green light flashing, and the microwave is not working. The inverter did not come on. If we go back up here, we have the disable inverter, which, you know, we don't really have a problem there. As long as the button says disable inverter, that means it's enabled, so it shouldn't be an issue. I'll even try hitting the fault reset, fault clear, and I push the fault clear. Same issue. Flashing light. Microwave did not come on. It did not get 110 volt power to the unit. Now what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to turn the power back on. This is just the AC power that goes to the inverters. Microwave came on, so I have 110 volt power, so it's passing power through. And there's my voltage and everything there, and the battery charger's charging. Now I'll try one thing different this time. I'm going to turn off the main power to the boat. That's the AC power coming from the shore power. The main circuit, or the main breaker, that drops the neutral and it drops the power line. And if you look at the display up here, AC power is gone. We're drawing power from the battery. The green light is still flashing. Now I'll go back down here and I'll turn the power back on. I'm looking at the meter, still showing 110. I'm waiting for the inverter. I guess it's not going to come on this time. Usually after 4 or 5 seconds you would hear it click on, and this time I didn't hear anything. So this is just another problem that happens. I have a couple of videos that it's got, I'll show you when we get to there. But it showed the two lights. It would be the AC charge light and the inverter light. They would be alternating. One would be on, one would be off, on, off, on, off, and it'd go between those two lights. That happened just a little while ago. And when that happens, if I turn off the AC power and turn it back on, at that point it trips the ground fault out at the shore power. This time it's not doing that. So I'll stop this video and I'll see if I can set that up. I'm going to turn off, well, I'll just leave the video run. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the main breaker, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to turn off the power, the DC power, to each of the inverters. There's the switches there. I just turned them off. Straight up and down means it's off. I don't know why that is, but that's the way the switch is built. Turn it crossways. Turn them both back on. We'll go back over to the display. Display is powering up. It should come up. Now it's got enable inverter. So I will enable the inverter, which I did. Okay. It's showing 110 or 120 volt on the load. The microwave is on. We have power there. Now what I'm going to do, and it's showing the inverter light as being on, just like it's supposed to. Now I'm going to turn on the shore power. Turn on the shore power. And again, I'm watching the meter and the light. I just heard the inverters turn on, and we still have power, and we're up here, and now we're charging. All is good this time. It says AC charging, shows that way. Everything looks good. Now this time I'll go back. I'm going to turn off that main breaker again. Go back up here, and here we have the mysterious flashing lights. Okay, we're showing drawn from the power. We're showing 120 volt on the load. And indeed, I go over to the microwave. Yes, that is on. We do have the inverter working. Why the two lights are flashing, I do not know, but they're just doing that. I don't see any faults or anything. I'll push the clear fault, and nothing happens there. Now, if I go down, I'm going to turn on the AC power. And as soon as I do that, now I do truly have, it says reverse polarity. I don't believe that's true, but I did lose my 110 volt, so I tripped the ground fault down at the shore power. And that happens when these two lights are oscillating back and forth. So why this all happens, I have no idea, and how to solve it, I have no idea. I can repeat this same thing. I can turn off. These are the only two things that are on those two breakers. The port outlets and starboard outlets are the only thing on the output of the inverters at this point. I'd like to put more on, but I haven't ever got it to work. But that's where I'm at. That's the problem I have, and it's multiple. So what I'll do now, in order to solve this problem, I'm going to have to go and shut off the DC to the inverters, and then I'm going to shut off this main power switch. I can actually shut that off right now. Shut that off, and then my reverse polarity goes away, which nobody changed any polarity. But if I shut that off, that shuts off the power to the inverters. There's no power going into the inverter. I'll shut the DC off, and I'll go reset the power, and I'll be back here in a moment.